Alright, guys. I guess it's finally time to let the cat out of the bag and to announce my next big venture, I guess. This has actually kind of been in effect for a long time in some cases, and but it only I guess you could say recently all came together to the point where I could officially announce it. And there's really no way to tiptoe around it any longer. I am getting into management. Goon management. It really officially came together, I'd say a couple months ago, at the Terminally Ill tour in Akron. I was having a discussion with the good old homie Trevor Tooth, who a lot of you probably know. He's the manager of Worm. And, we were just talking back and forth, and he made me realize, I think, a lot of things. He had some questions that, I had answers for, and I thought, I could do this, I think it was one of those, it was like a light bulb moment, and it was also a moment of, this is the place for me. This is really what I've always kind of been trying to do in a lot of ways, because you guys know I helped start the Catacombs, and I've always been doing, helping out artists really in any way I possibly could, and trying to figure out the best way to do that. And like I said, I'd already been kind of doing it without even really knowing I was doing it, if that makes sense. So I have a couple artists that are already under Goon management. So I guess I'll start with the ones that will go in order. We'll go in order in terms of who I officially brought on, who officially went under Goon management in order. So, the first person, the one who really kind of kicked off Goon management, as I think we'll see, as we'll know what it is in the future.
Quebec police have been busy this week making arrests in a theft that has made international headlines because the crime was so unique. $18 million worth of maple syrup was stolen from a storage warehouse. Mike Armstrong has the story.
7 News learning new details about the two Gilpin County women injured when they were attacked by a moose. Lindsay, those women are very lucky to be alive.
Moose, moose! Stepping with my weapon drawn, about to kill a fucking pawn. Blowing up like Megaton, do that shit for fucking fun. Dad's a bullet, I'm a gun. Sniper where I'm shooting from. It's too late, caught a bullet. Flip the wig and your mullet. Flip the coin, I can call it. You can die or drop the wallet. Yes, I'm drunk, alcoholic. Jameson's whiskey, favorite product. Said to rap hard, but I just do that. Got the words, lace the new track. You don't like it, where your crew at? You can hang with a fucking new set. You can hang with a fucking
Moose. I mean, this is probably a pretty poor kept secret. If you follow any of Noise's social media, you will probably have heard him mention it already. I think there's a couple people that know, especially people in the Undergroundaholics chat group. You guys already probably knew this because he's been talking about it to a lot of different people, and kind of has been pushing me to other artists as well, telling them hey, Goon's my manager. This goes way back. I mean, probably, I would say, I first met him in Astra 3, but I didn't really, obviously I didn't really know him at that point, but after that, he'd started hitting me up and, sending me music, and, because, he knew I do my YouTube channel and 5-piece and all that stuff, which is really how a lot of this got started anyway. But, and, he just started sending me music and stuff, and then when Astro 4 came around is when things, I think, really started to get going, because that was when I guess I showed off my more, I guess, manager tendencies. I picked him up from the airport and took him to the dispensary, and it was a lot of that running around with him. He introduced me to Fritz the cat. We had lunch with Fritz the cat, Noise, and pretty much hung out with him, chilled with him the whole weekend. But then I guess you could say it even got more at Camp Zool, the very first Camp Zool. If you watch my recap, you'll see I spent pretty much the entire Camp Zool with Noise, driving back and forth with him, kicking it with him pretty much the entire weekend. And then after that weekend, we went down to the church, to see Bill. So yeah, that entire weekend, was Noise, and I think that's where the real seed of that was planted. But what really kicked it all off was the other interview. The other person I have to thank, other than Trevor Tooth, who put the idea in my head, was Fats Jew from Pixar Didn't Happen. I did that episode with them, and he asked the question, where do you see yourself with all this in 5 years? And I said management. I said that's where I want to be. I want to be behind the scenes, helping the artists as hands-on as I possibly can be. Because you guys, seeing all these videos, how I talk about, like, especially my Camp Zool reviews, where I'll break down, like, these guys should be doing this, don't do that, like, that kind of thing. So he saw that, and I guess that was, like, what the initial thing, and he was up in Detroit with Fritz the cat, and he just messaged me and was like, hey, I need the help, will you come up and see me up here in Detroit? So I went up there for a day, I think, and we sealed the deal, so to speak. And so ever since then, I think that was early May. Ever since then, I've been working with him a lot on, like, pretty much everything. Like with Noise, I'm a little bit different with everybody, but with Noise, I'm pretty hands-on. You know what I mean? Artwork, setting up different things. Like with Noise, it's pretty much a day-to-day thing. But going on from Noise, I think you will know the next artist as well. They both work pretty closely together, so yeah.
Ever question my instincts, because my instincts are honed. Look at that.
What now?
Look.
Hospital receives grant to conduct DNA research. Government funds genetic research at area hospital. Yeah, so?
Pigman, baby, Pigman.
If I have to hear about this pig man one more time.
Hey, I'm telling you, the Pigman is alive.
Turn the volume up this time. Hurry, bring the dead out. Break the veil and pour your grog. Monsters get the lead out. Samhain is approaching soon. Humans flood the street now. Sharpen claws and bare your teeth. The feast will soon begin now. Celebrate the devil's night.
So there it is. Dean, the up-and-coming Zooligan favorite, I think. He's this all came about because I think he made a post about wanting somebody. He said he wanted somebody local to help him record stuff. And I said, and I messaged him. And I was like, we could talk. I could talk to you about, some of the things you need. And he's like, all right. And I didn't really think too much would come of it because he said he wanted somebody local. So I didn't really think too much about it. But at camp, I knew we could talk in person. So we kept kind of like seeing each other and being like, yeah, we'll talk. Because there's so many people like coming and going. And, when you're with Dean and, any artist, there's always people that come up and are like, hey, Dean, da-da-da-da. So it took a little while, but finally we got to have that conversation. And he kind of just recently lost somebody on the team. And he just said that he was interested in having me come on and help manage. Because, as you know, he has D-Murder. And this is the good thing about Dean is that he's pretty much got a team. I'm kind of a plug and play for the team there. Where he's kind of got a team. D-Murder handles, all the hot sauce, pretty much all the merchandise. So really just need me to come on and start contacting people finding, I think, the correct avenues of where he needs to start promoting. I think the thing with Dean is that I think he has a little bit of fatigue because he's reached a point where he feels like he's promoted so much where he's promoted, that he needs to like get over the hump. He's hit that wall where, he doesn't know where to go next. I think that's where he's at. And so, I'm there to help get over that hump and push him, because I think he has a real strong appeal, like among, like horror movie conventions and kind of maybe like more like a rockabilly crowd. He's kind of changing his sound, kind of constantly evolving his sound. He said he made his last rap record, but yeah, he's probably got another one, I think, in him. He's got a couple records already coming out soon. And I know he's working with some other really dope producers, so he's got a lot of cool shit on the horizon. He's always putting out crazy shit. That's what I like about Dean. He's super ambitious, and he's always doing something new, something different, something that nobody has ever done within the scene. Yeah, so I'm excited to really get in the trenches with that dude and figure out kind of the correct avenue to really get his music popping, and to the right people, to the right crowd too. I think a lot of Zooligans really love that dude. So yeah, I'm excited to get to work with Dean. But the next artist, I think you guys might already know.
It's finally time to take your place. Welcome to the Hive.
It should have been no secret. Actually, like I said earlier in this video, SON was really the first artist that I managed. I know this all kind of came together with Noise, but SON, I originally had been kind of like his manager back when a little after Grandest Eyes dropped, I think, because I was I've always been hands-on with Legion behind the scenes, just brainstorming, helping with different things. Like I said, I was kind of helped run the merch booth at Camp Zool. I've always been hands-on with Legion behind the scenes. And so back when I was actually going out and seeing him a lot where he's at, because he doesn't live too far from where I'm at, which is good for all this. One day he's just like, hey, you've been around a lot, you've been helping a lot, do you just want to be my manager? And I was like, kind of had to think about it for a second, because it was the first time where I had actually been put in that situation, I guess, because I had never really considered it before. We joked about it because, again, when I went with them on the tour for the Manson family tour, and so I drove them all around too, along with Colby, to all the stops, and helped pay for a hotel room and, everything, the whole nine. So we joked that I was the tour manager. And if you've seen SON, I'm probably been in the crowd. I've only missed like maybe a couple performances here and there. Yeah, so it's something that I've always helped out with. And so when all this was coming together, and I was preparing to like make this an announcement, and make it all official, and put it all in ink, so to speak, or in graphic form, however you want to say it, I told him, I was like, hey man, I'm taking this a lot more serious now, and just need to talk to you. So I had a phone call with him, and yeah, it was all laid out, and I've been talking to him on the phone several times. Me and him have had so many late night conversations about the scene and ideas and like what needs to happen, and so many late night conversations, in person, over the phone, and I think he has something really special with Legion. Like, I really truly believe that Legion can be bigger than Long Live Evil. You know what I mean? I really believe that. I really think that the music hits, the people are finding it. He has something special with Legion, and I've like I said, I've been a part of it for a long time. So I'm things are moving a lot more faster now. So yeah, yeah, I've always been very happy to be involved with Legion. So I'm really excited with that. But I think all three of these guys they're all primed and ready to go. I know they all have some crazy stuff coming up. Noise has 2 records already recorded in the bag. One produced by Fritz the Cat and C. Lance, and then the other EP produced entirely by Bill. And those will be coming out, probably at least one of them by the end of the year. We're looking at, how we want to handle that one. I know Dean's got a couple records already coming out. He's got the single Super Famous Fun Time Guys coming out soon that we're doing a listening party for. He's got a couple records already coming out. I know he hasn't announced some things, so I don't know how much I can say on that front, but he's got some stuff coming out. And then SON, I know he's got some big stuff on the horizon. Like, you can expect some big things from Legion in the future. I don't want to say too much about that. But yeah, it's an exciting time for the Goon, so to speak. Yeah, I was actually telling SON, like, I don't want to be too in the light. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a Paul Heyman necessarily, but I think for all three of these guys, I'm going to be a slightly different manager. I know Noise likes to put you on Front Street, so maybe for Noise I'll be more of a Paul Heyman, but I think for Legion I'm going to be more in the shadows, because I think that fits that artist the best, and that's the whole point of everything that I'm doing, is what's best for the artist, what's going to get them over, you know what I mean? And having been in this scene for 26 years, I've got a little bit of an idea about how things work, and so yeah, I'm excited. It's an undertaking, and it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be rewarding, and I know it is, because these guys are ready to go. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I see you guys again real soon.